mate, how you going?
Oh, good, thanks, matey.
Today I'm here to give you a bit more of nutritional guidance. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is showing you the guidelines between 1 to 5 Australian dietary guidelines. So the first guideline is to achieve and maintain a healthy weight, be physical, active, and choose amounts of nutritious food and drinks to meet your energy needs. The second guideline is to enjoy a wide variety of nutritious foods from these 5 groups every single day. So over here is a pie chart, and it just shows you the foods. So can you see that?
Yeah, I can, thanks.
So the first part of the pie chart is the grains and cereal foods. The second part is the vegetables and legume beans foods. The third one is the fruits. The fourth one is milk, yogurt, and alternatives. And then the fifth one is lean meats and poultry foods. So this is just like what foods you should be eating on a daily basis. As you can see, take your time if you want.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright.
No, that's okay.
And the third guideline is limit intake of foods containing saturated fat, added salts, added sugars, and alcohol. The fourth guideline is to encourage, support, and promote breastfeeding. And the fifth one is carefully food, prepare, and store it safely. So I'm just going to go give you a little bit more knowledge if you don't already know about. So the first thing is maintaining health. So healthy eating is essential for maintaining our health. Good foods provide our bodies with enough vitamins and nutrients. Second one is preventing disease. So having a healthy diet limits the chances of developing diseases and illnesses such as diabetes, low cholesterol, low blood pressure, and decreases the risk of heart disease and cancers. The third one is advice on calorie intake versus calorie expenditure. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, nah. Can you tell me what you say?
So I'm going to briefly describe it to you.
Thanks.
So calorie intake is how much you're consuming, and calorie expenditure is how much you're burning off.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So how poor, and then the fourth one is how poor nutrition affects health and well-being. So if we're not consuming enough vitamins and nutrients, our body starts fatiguing. We then become tired and feeling more overworked. Having a higher intake of salts and fats will affect your physical health and putting you at a risk of developing a high cholesterol, high blood pressure, sugar levels, and diabetes. How physical health and mental health are related is that when we are exercising, our body produces a chemical called serotonin, which makes us happy. So by exercising and keeping fit, our mental health is more likely to improve and increase because the chemical called serotonin is being released, which makes us happier and stress-free. Exercising helps us to be more confident in ourselves, and also helps us to be more confident in our body image. The last one is how body composition affects both physical and mental health, and that is body composition is used to describe the percentage of fat, bone, water, and muscle in the human body. Muscular tissue takes up less space than body fat tissue, and being a heavy weight increases the risk of obesity and creates negative body imagery towards yourself, which can create other mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. So now I'm going to go into your daily food intake. So the first thing is veggies. You're only having one servings, and you should be having 6 as a recommendation. So having veggies like carrots, beans, peas, beetroot, stuff like that would really help. For fruits, you're not having any fruits, and 2 is recommended. So having fruits like apples, pears, rock melon, watermelon, all that stuff would really help as well. For grain and cereal, you're only having 4 servings, and you're meant to be having 6. So having foods like fish, tofu, chickpeas, mixed nuts, lentils, red kidneys red kidney beans would really help. For lean meats, you're only having 1 serving, and your 3 is recommended. So I'll mix that one up. So lean meats is chickpeas, mixed nuts, lentils, and fish. But for grain and cereals, you should be having polenta, muesli, fettuccine, brown breads, wholemeal breads, and wraps and stuff like that. For milk and yogurts, you're having 1.5 servings, and you should be having 2.5. So increase increasing milk intake as well would really be beneficial. And for discretionary foods, it is recommended you have 0 and 3 servings, but you're having 1, so that's alright. That's fine. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Why is alcohol bad for me?
In the long term, alcohol increases the risk of developing a range of health conditions, including heart diseases, cirrhosis of the liver, and can also damage our mental health and reduce our memory. It also contains a lot of sugars and it is high in calories, as well as that is why it is paired with the discretionary foods and sometimes foods as well. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. How can I incorporate the 5 food groups into my daily eating?
So based on your 24-hour journal, you do need to increase your vegetable, fruit and meat intake, which I have put some suggestions underneath in the client recommendations for you on how to increase those. Yeah. Other than that, you can look at eatforhealth.gov.au and they will give you tips for healthy eating as well. The 5 food groups and informations are based around them and have healthy recipes as well. You could also ask your dietitian for more detailed information about eating the right foods.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah. So what some alternatives I can change in my diet?
So the first thing we're going to be looking at is your breakfast. So for breakfast, you're only having a small instant coffee with full flat sugars. You're having 2 sugars, and so I'd recommend you having small coffees and no sugars. Using light skim milk if you are having coffee, and no sugars as well. Also for breakfast, you should be adding higher intake foods such as sausages, eggs, bacon, or baked beans, which will give you energy throughout the day. For snacks after breakfast, you're not having anything. So I'd recommend you having 1 to 2 glasses of water. Eating foods like yogurt, muesli, trail mixes, and nuts would really be beneficial. For lunch, you're having chicken or beef with white bread, as well as being toasted, and having a small salad. So I'd recommend you having a wholemeal bread and a medium or larger salad, giving a bit more vitamins and more energy for you. For snacks, I'd recommend you having 1 to 2 glasses of water, nuts, yogurts, and muesli. You are having small bowls of chips, which is alright, but that's not good enough. For dinner, you're having spaghetti bolognese in a medium takeaway container. So I'd recommend you having vegetables, salads, lean meats, mashed potato, but with light skim milk if you're putting milk in the mashed potato. For snacks, you're not having anything, so I'd recommend you having yogurts, fruits, nuts, trail mixes, guacamole, and 1 to 2 glasses of water, or even a glass of light skim milk would really be beneficial. And for your water amount, you're having 2.5 litres of water per day. I'd recommend you having 3 to 4 litres of water per day, seeing that you are working heaps and exercising as well. So that's it. Thank you, Matt.
Okay. Good on you, matey.